Right. Hello, collective. I am back with another video, and this time I want to talk to you guys about Venus retrograde. I just really felt this one on my mind. I'm not going to actually do a reading, but I did pull some cards that I think will give us a better understanding of Venus and retrograde in Leo. So this is a 5-month transit. Venus goes retrograde July 22nd and will be in this appearance perspective of a backwards motion until September 3rd. So let's start there. Let's start with what a retrograde is. So it's essentially, this is my favorite analogy. It's essentially like when you're sitting at a red light and there's someone next to you at a red light and they start to move forward and you feel like you're moving backwards. Or how when two trains pass each other and it feels like one is moving backwards, or how when you're in a car wash and you know you're parked or you're there while the things are going back and forth and you tend to feel like you're moving backwards. You're not actually, but it feels that way because of the alignment and the speed and the motion of the planets. And so that's what it is in the scientific realm. The influence that a retrograde has over us is a time to review. So I always say it's all about the review, rethink, reorganize, restructure, readjust, redo, relax, read, reorganize, just kind of all those things that are not a forward motion. We don't have all the information. We're not under the right we're not in the right energy to move forward in the matters of whatever planet is retrograding. Typically, it's Mercury. Mercury retrogrades about every 3 months, and I think this is because our thoughts move so fast. It takes long. We need more chances, more opportunities to stop and rethink, reorganize our thoughts, rethink about what we've been thinking about. Venus only retrogrades once every 2 years. So, or about every 18 months or so. So this is a bigger deal. This doesn't happen as often. This is something that we should really take heed to. And in the same way that Mercury retrogrades for about 3 weeks, Venus is going to be retrograde for 5 months. So like Mars retrogrades for 7 months or 5, so these other planets that are still personal planets, they still very much impact our personalities, don't retrograde as much. So it's very important that we tap into the energy, make the best use of it, really rethink, reorganize, refocus, relax, all things pertaining to the energy of that planet. So this planet is Venus. Now, Venus is the planet that rules partnerships, commitments, value, beauty, money, skincare products, like that feminine essence. A lot of astrologers will say that Venus rules love. I don't necessarily believe that. I subscribe to the sun ruling love and romance. Like if we were to make a romance, a perfect relationship based on our personality, what does that look like for us? That's based on our sun sign. Venus is about partnering, committing. This could be business. This could be just your public image with somebody, your public friendships. These are contracts. This is justice, fairness, the legal system. Venus is money, it's things. It rules Taurus and Libra. And so when you think about Taurus, you think about sensuality, high quality, value, food, money, all those kind of security type things. When you think of Libra, you kind of think of the same thing, right? Even more so in a fairness, a balance, partnering, contracts, commitments, these kind of things that make life beautiful. This is Venus. And one thing that I have learned in my studies, I'm currently enrolled in a 4-year program for astrology. And even though I know a whole lot, but what I'm learning in my studies that I find to be quite intriguing is that Venus actually feeds our sun sign and allows us to express our sun sign. Venus is not always in the same sign as the sun, For most of us, it's 1 or 2 signs away. So like for myself, my sun and most of my personal planets are in Sagittarius. However, Venus for me is in Scorpio. And so wherever Venus is in your chart, this is where you really find value. This is where you really find a sense of worth. This is where you really find security and beauty and just sensual energy and really feels good. If I give Venus a family characteristic, she's that, I like to say, Whitney from A Different World, and just kind of that Jasmine Guy energy of like Lynn Whitfield type energy, of just those very classy Michelle Obama type energy, of very classy, very eloquent, very well put together, money, attract people with status. This is your auntie. Like, this is the archetype, the family member that Venus would be. And so with Venus retrograde, okay, we already know we're rethinking, we're reorganizing, we're refocusing Venus energy. Now I pulled out the tarot cards because I just want to show you guys the cards that I think most relate to what we are dealing with for the next 5 months. So first is the Empress. This is big Venus energy. She is just an opulent. She is Mother Earth. This is very Taurus, is Mother Earth. This is just lushness all around. Comfort, the roses in her hair, the comfort all around her. She's very sensual. She's expecting a child, so that's bringing forth fruit, as you would in that very Taurus type way, right? Like with it being an earth signs like to produce. And so you see the water flowing, you see just all of this sensual energy. This represents very much Venus, as well as the Queen of Pentacles. She does as well. She's still sitting in that same energy. She's very relaxed. She's very feminine. She's very motherly, if you will. Moon exalted in Taurus. She's sitting in her grand chair, this to me, or this throne, if you will. This is real Libra energy to me. She's got this rabbit. This represents luck. And then just, all this beauty around her. The pinnacle is the money, the partnerships, the contracts, the worth. That's what the pentacles are. So this is the Venus energy that we are rethinking, reconsidering, refocusing on what is valuable to us. How are our relationships? What do we value in partnership? What do we value in relationship? The South nodes are getting ready to move into Libra and Aries. What kind of things do I need to get away from when it comes to partnering and relating with other people? And this is more of an energy of doing for self, if you will. And the reason that I say that is because Venus is retrograde in the sign of Leo. Leo is ruled by the sun. The sun don't give a shit if it blinds you, right? It's just out here shining. And this is very Leo energy. Now, Leo's card is actually the strength card, but Leo is a very much a sign of that spark that is within us all, that spark of life, that creative self-expression, our inner child, where we find joy, where we find romance, what we get excited about, what makes us happy, what we find to be fun, how we like to play and express ourselves. It's very childlike energy. Look at this. This is a child riding a pony. The red symbolizes wealth and prosperity. You don't really know any broke Leos. Leos have money. Leos have they get attention just like the sun does. We all out here complaining and noticing how freaking hot it is, right? How much the sun is shining. The sun doesn't care. It's still out here bright, because ultimately when it comes down to it, we need the sun to survive. We need this bright energy. We need this full energy. We need to create and express ourselves, remembering that Venus allows us to express our sun. So as we're rethinking what is valuable to us, what is beautiful to us, make sure that we're doing it in the mindset of what do we value as fun? What do we value in romance? What do we value in beauty? How do we create beauty in our lives? How do we create joy in our lives? How do we bring more joy in a stable way, more romance, more fun, more expressiveness, more inner child, allowing our inner child to play, more play? And then Leo's actual card in the tarot is the Strength card. And this is we have this infinite knowledge here. We have just, again, more very feminine energy taming just this wild animal, right? This beautiful, majestic, attention grabbing energy, which is Leo energy. It is beautiful. It is majestic. I know for some of us, it could be a lot, but the sun is beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. I know for me, I make sure I get at least 15 minutes of it a day because it makes my skin look so good. It makes me feel so good. It gives me so much energy. And so I think that as we are moving through this next 5 months, what we are going to find to be our most valuable use of this energy, that's one of the key words there, is to really go within, really find out where Venus is in your chart, what sign it's in, what house it's in, and what other planets are impacting it. Do you have any sextiles? Do you have any squares? Do you have any oppositions? So what could very well be true is anyone born, pretty close to Taurus season, Aquarius season, Scorpio season will be finding themselves in a square. If you have Venus in any of those planets and any of those fixed planets, you may find it really hard to go within and reevaluate your value systems, reevaluate your partnerships, reevaluate what beauty is, reevaluate how you show up in commitments and in relationships. And are you being fair? Are you getting what's fair? Okay. And so this is what we are really going to be exploring over the next 5 months. We have a lot of, full and new moons that are supporting this energy. The sun is going to go into Leo. So this could be really good, but also we're going to have a square from Jupiter and Taurus. And so this could be really difficult as well. A lot of us could really be being stubborn in, thinking that the way we've been seeing things, the beauty we've been seeing in things, the way we've been showing up in our relationships, the way we've been handling money, the way we've been handling our investments and our seeds, and that's just the way it is, because these are fixed signs that are going to be receiving this square. So those are going to be the signs that have the most difficult time adjusting to this energy. I actually think that the signs that are going to have the most fun with this energy are Aries and Sagittarius, simply because they're going to be getting a trine from Venus in Leo. And so they're going to really enjoy, Aries and Sagittarius are really going to enjoy reviewing like all the fun of Leo energy and the value that it brings to their lives and the value that it brings to their partnerships and their relationships and their commitments and how they can move forward in that. This could be really good for those signs. I think the ones that are really maybe not going to deal with it so much are going to be a little bit more of the mutables outside of Sagittarius. So Gemini, Virgo, and Pisces. Pisces is dealing with a different set of things with Saturn and Pisces, where you're really learning to reevaluate your boundaries, if you will, and establish your boundaries, check your boundaries. Are they realistic in a sense? So I think Pisces is kind of dealing with that, but Gemini and Virgo probably not doing too bad. Virgo's going to be doing good later in the month anyways, in July. But anyways, this isn't going to be too hard for them. So I think that this is going to be good energy if we remember what it is and we allow ourselves to reevaluate and rethink and readjust and pivot. Retrogrades are always about the pivot, that we pivot in the things that are really valuable to us, that are beautiful to us, where we are committed and partnering, and what that looks like in our life and how we can show up and even be strong with the strength card, even be strong. And it's not a forceful strength. It's a gentle, feminine strength. It's a flowy strength. We're just moving along. We're just doing what's best for us. I'm not being mean. I'm not being selfish. Maybe I'm self-centered, but I am the center of myself. Like, it's not necessarily a bad thing, because the healthier I am and the more I value myself, the more I'm able to express myself, and the more I'm able to express my sun sign, the more I fit into this overall picture of what we're all even here for to begin with. So reevaluate Venus for the next 5 months, pivot, readjust, be open to really expressing yourself, having fun, creating romance. Do not try new beauty products. Do not go for any new hairdos. This is not the time to really even to go in any kind of partnerships or commitments, even, because Venus rules that. So I wouldn't do that during this time. And maybe if you're looking for some kind of representation on something, this could be a time to kind of review the requirements for that if that makes sense. I don't know why that's dropping into my system or into my mind, but yeah, I think this is going to be good. Just remember this, come back to this video. This is a 5-month transit, so come back, refresh yourself, grab a couple of keywords of Venus, or where Venus is in your sign, where that is for you. Grab a hold of a couple of keywords. Just allow yourself to build on those keywords to really get to understand them, so that you can understand yourself better and you can best flow with the energy of Venus retrograde, because it's all meant to work out for our good. So I hope you found this video helpful. Give it a thumbs up, share it with somebody else, and until next time, peace.